there is a word that has been quietly deleted from your vocabulary. It used to be normal. It appears in your history books. It appears in the oldest literature of your civilization. But today you will almost never hear it used in polite company. To say it out loud is considered rude, judgmental, even archaic. The word is sin. For most of human history, sin was not a weird religious hobby. It was a basic category of reality. People understood that there was a moral law written on their hearts. They knew they broke it, and they knew those violations mattered. But in the last 50 years, we have run a massive social experiment. We decided to delete the concept of sin and replace it with something softer, safer, more scientific. We stopped talking about repentance and started talking about recovery. We stopped talking about holiness and started talking about wellness. We stopped talking about redemption and started talking about therapy. We were promised that this shift would make us free. We were told that once we got rid of the guilt of religion, we would finally be happy. So look around you. Are we happy? Anxiety is at an all-time high. Depression is an epidemic. And despite all our talk about self-acceptance, we live in a culture that is more judgmental and unforgiving than the Puritans. What if the experiment failed? What if the reason we feel so broken is not because we are sick, but because we are guilty? Welcome to the age of the patient. To understand how we got here, we have to look at the logic of the modern world. If human beings are merely advanced animals, if you are nothing more than the product of blind evolutionary forces, then there is no such thing as good and evil. Think about it. We do not hold a lion morally accountable for killing a gazelle. The lion is simply doing what lions do. There is no ought in the animal kingdom. There is only is. So if you are just a smarter lion, why should your behavior be any different? If a man cheats on his wife, that is just his evolutionary drive. If a strong nation crushes a weak nation, that is just survival of the fittest. A secular worldview can describe human behavior. It can analyze it, but it cannot prescribe it. It cannot tell you what you ought to do. And yet moral language refuses to die. Even the most committed atheist still speaks of justice, of rights, of things that should not be. We are trapped in a contradiction. We want a world without God, but we still want a world with morality. So we invented a new vocabulary. We cannot call things sins anymore because that implies a God. So we call them dysfunctions. Anger is no longer a sin to be repented of. It is an anger management issue to be treated. Lust is no longer a sin to be mortified. It is a sex addiction requiring a program. Cruelty is no longer a sin. It is the result of childhood trauma. Now let me be clear. Mental illness is real. Trauma is real. Therapy can be incredibly helpful. But there is a dangerous lie hidden inside this shift. If you turn every moral failure into a medical diagnosis, you strip the human being of their dignity. If I am just a victim of my brain chemistry, then I am not responsible for my actions. But if I am not responsible, then I cannot be forgiven. You see, a patient can be treated, but only a sinner can be forgiven. And this brings us to the darkest irony of the modern world. We deleted the concept of sin to get rid of guilt. But guilt did not go away. It just went underground. Human beings carry an ineradicable sense that something is wrong with them, that we have done what we should not have done, that we are not who we were meant to be. In the old world, you could take that guilt to the cross. You could confess. You could make restitution. And you could hear the words, "You are forgiven." The weight was lifted. But in the modern world, there is no cross. There is no priest. There is only the internet. So what do we do with our guilt? We project it. This is the origin of cancel culture. We have created a society without forgiveness. If you make a mistake today, there is no path to restoration. There is only public shaming and permanent exile. Why are we so merciless to each other? Because we are desperate to prove that we are the good ones. The mob seeks a scapegoat because by punishing the sinner out there, the rest of us can feel innocent in here. We have created a religion without salvation, a purgatory without an exit. We are drowning in shame. And the only solution the world offers is stop feeling bad. Love yourself. You are enough. But deep down, you know the truth. You are not enough. And no amount of self-love can wash away a stain that is woven into your soul. You see, the world tells you that your guilt is a disease. They tell you it is a malfunction. But I tell you that guilt is the most hopeful thing you possess. Your guilt is the homing beacon of your soul. It is the proof that you were made for holiness. It is the proof that you are not an animal. The world says, it's not your fault. And because of that, you are trapped. You are a victim of your biology forever. But the gospel says, it is your fault. And that is the best news you will ever hear. Because if it is your fault, then it can be forgiven. If it is sin, then it can be washed away. There is a God who takes you so seriously that he holds you responsible. And he loves you so much that he paid the debt himself. You do not need to manage your sin. You need to kill it. You do not need to cope with your guilt. You need to wash it away. Stop trying to cure a spiritual death with a medical diagnosis. The doctor is in, but he is also the king.
The world treats you like a patient. I treat you like a son. You do not need to be fixed. You need to be resurrected.